What happens when your PLC only has 6 outputs, but your automation system needs 8? In this video, we will solve that problem with our digital input-output expansion module, the DVP-16SP. And we will program the DVP-14SS2 PLC with WPLSoft. We will configure the inputs and outputs, and we will control them with the help of buttons and switches. We will learn how to use the latching logic to keep the output on, and we will also learn the online mode of the PLC to use it to run and test the PLC in real time. By the end of this video, you will have a fully working industrial control setup operating through real hardware. Let's get started. How to configure inputs and outputs. As we already know from the first video, the DVP-14SS2 PLC, the 14 means we have got 8 inputs, so X0 to X7 should be inputs, and since we have got 6 outputs, so Y0 to Y5 should be outputs, right? Now, since we do not have 2 more inputs, we are using them from the digital input-output module. These are Y26 and Y27. Now, at this point, I should tell you that inputs and outputs are not configured like software variables, unlike many programming languages, where you actually have to declare which will be considered as input and which is considered as output. In many programming languages, you do that, but not here. In PLC softwares and PLC programming, this is not how it works. So they are mapped to hardware addresses. So X means physical inputs, Y means physical outputs, and etc. etc. Now there is still a question of which is connected to which on the PLC side. For example, X0 is connected to the S1 momentary switch on our trainer. But how do I know this? Usually, X0 will simply mean to read the first input channel of the PLC. But internally, that channel is wired to the momentary switch S1 on the trainer. So when the software reads anything that happens on the X0 of the PLC, it reads it. And that's how they are all connected. Normally, on an unknown PLC hardware or control system, we can easily map those inputs and outputs using various methods like PLC online monitoring mode is one of the way to do that, and we will use that as well as in this video. And we also use indicator LEDs of the PLC. Like this PLC has got some indicator LEDs for all the inputs and outputs. So if you turn any switch on, that indicator LED becomes glowing, and you know that that switch is connected to that input, right? So in a complex control system, in a complex PLC system, they almost always have labels on the wires. That's how real technicians debug real control systems. So configuring an input and outputs in summary is very easy because you're not going to tell which is input and output. You just use X for inputs, Y for outputs, use indicator LEDs or monitoring mode to find out which one is connected to the input of the PLC and which one is connected to the outputs of the PLC if you didn't do the wiring.
So this is the very basic program of this PLC, and you can see here when we input X0, Y0 is on. When we input X1, Y1 is on, S2, Y2 is on, and it is latched as well. So when we give input, the output remains on. This is what we call latch. We have got H2, same for X3, X4, X5, X6, X7, all other inputs that that are present on this PLC, and we have got normally y0 to y5 because it's 6 outputs. On the PLC we have got 6 outputs, but we're using 26 and 27 of the analog of the digital output module. We are going to use 26 and 27 of the digital output module, so it's 26 and 27, so we are going to use them as well. So this is the program. Okay, now the setup is ready. Now we are going to download the program into the PLC. For that we are going to use this programming cable here. We are going to use this cable here, and the other end is connected to the PC. And we are going to options, communication settings. COM port is available. Make sure it's that. Make sure RS232 is selected. If it's that, press OK. Go to communication, transfer setup. We are going to uh, download the program from PC to PLC. So make sure it's that. Press OK. The program has been downloaded. As you can see it here, we can run the online mode here. Since it shows stop because PLC is not in the run mode, we press this switch here. Now you can see the PLC is now in run mode. Again, we start from the beginning, so we can look each and everything. So now the program is ready. If I press here S0, and you can note the outputs as well. If you press S0, L1 will be on, S2, L2, S3, L3, S4, L4, L5, L6, L7, L8. Now if I turn them off, the input is off. As you can see it here, if I can show you, you can see how many inputs are given to the PLC: X4, X5, X6, X7. These inputs are available on the PLC. Because 4 inputs are push button, so we have not given it, but we can uh, press the switches, so there are no inputs. But our program logic is whenever there is any input, the output stays on, so we cannot do anything. But we can see here there are no inputs available. We can give inputs, as you can see it here. We're going to learn how to control the VFD using external terminals, 2 and 3 wire controls. Also, we're going to use analog input output module to control the VFD speed and frequency using ACI and AVI.